Yes, sir. We back. We back. Let's get the vibes right. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them vibes right. Dig. Welcome to the Lost in the Sauce podcast. I'm your host, Randy. And I want to take a quick second, man, to thank all the listeners, man, the subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Follow me at Sauceville615. Follow the Lost in the Sauce pod. Subscribe to Out East Network on YouTube. And yeah, man, share it to a friend. Let your colleagues know, man. DM me. Let me know what you think of the pod, man. We're going to keep growing this thing, man. More interviews, more vibes, all of that. Love. Appreciate y'all. Salute to y'all. Indeed. Man, we got, I would look at him almost like a wizard, man. We got a wizard in the building. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah. Man, I'm happy to have this brother here, man. I've heard a lot about him. It says something when people have, like, they're speaking on your name in certain rooms, but it's in a great way. You know what I mean? And you know about the person before you actually meet the person. You dig? So I'm excited to have this brother here. He appears for just in a span of a few minutes. I've realized that, like, he's an amazing friend. He's great at what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I'm happy to have him here. So, what you mean to call you by? Your ad name or?
I mean, Mixedbycole, that's fine.
Mixedbycole?
Yeah,
we got none other. Some people like going by the ad name, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's my ad name. I mean, Mixedbycole did everything.
That's it.
Everything.
We got none other than the talented Mixedbycole in the building.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lovely intro, man. It's a lovely intro.
Hey, man. Thank you,
man.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you here, man.
Glad to be here.
I'm happy to chop it up, share dialogue, man. What we even get to first, man? Just, how are you?
Man, I feel great. I feel rested. I was on like 5.5 hours of sleep, but I feel great.
Nice. Hey, man. Isn't that great when you can at least get 5?
Man.
Hey.
You know, I got home. I was like, I'm going straight to sleep. You know, woke up and I felt oddly refreshed. I looked over. I said, what time is it? About 6:50. I said, what?
I woke up about the same time, bro.
I couldn't believe it.
That was amazing.
You know, I felt great, man.
When you can get a good 5 hours of sleep, man,
yeah.
like when you chasing your dreams, it's amazing.
No, I felt fantastic. And, you know, I said did some yoga this morning, and you know, my man got me some tea, bro.
That's it, man.
And, you know, hooked me up. He brought the honey upstairs, bro.
Yes,
and
sir.
Just, lovely. I feel fantastic. I'm just glad to be here, man.
Tell me a little bit about the yoga, man, because
right,
that's an amazing thing. And like when you kind of text me that this morning, I was blown away. I was like, wow, like, because I bumped into yoga like years ago when I was in college. I bumped into yoga and I didn't realize how great it was. You know, I was just something that I was just doing passively to. At the time, I was like real heavy in the gym and working out and stuff. So yoga was something else of like just a extra activity. So that's how I looked at it at the time. But we got in there and we was doing hot yoga and I'm like, wow, like I feel amazing. You know, like when you're working out and stuff, you're sore or whatever. You may have, like you said, like back problems or aches or pains. But when you're getting in there and doing that yoga,
man,
it loosens all of that up, man. You know what I mean?
That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. You know, I mean, I was an athlete in high school, so working out was commonplace.
Yeah.
You know, even still, I'll, you know, go lift weights. But yeah, like I said, about 6 months ago, I mean, really, when my lady was in college, she was doing yoga. When I met her, she was doing yoga, but took a break for a time from it. And then when she got back into it, is when I became curious about it. And when she got certified, or even before she got certified, when she was in classes to get certified, it was a situation of, I was like, well, let me check this out. Seems to be working for you. And, you know, she was always encouraging me, you should come. So I went, dude, it's It's been great. My back feels amazing. My knees don't pop as much anymore.
Man.
I mean, I'm like I said, I'm 24, but my body had felt old for a minute. And because I would work out, I'd lift, but I'd be super sore going home.
Yeah.
I'd lay in bed, I'd feel heavier somehow.
Wow.
It made no sense to me. And, but doing this, dude, I can wake up in the morning and go do it. I can do it in the afternoon. It takes an hour. And you don't realize what all you're doing, all the movements you're doing. And I won't even lie. I would have been one to skip leg day. I would, I'd get there and be like, and it's not that I wouldn't do anything. I just, it wouldn't be my first go-to.
Me neither.
So
those squats are something serious, man.
Well, see, exactly. But with yoga, you don't even realize how much of your lower body you're having to use.
Thanks.
And so I felt myself, my legs get stronger, my hips get stronger, my lower back gets stronger. And I was like, I don't have to go squat 400 pounds to do this. And so this will be something I do, hopefully, forever.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's a little sidebar, but
shout out to the yogis, man.
Man, all of them.
You know what I'm saying? But,
teaching me something.
Hey,
I'm telling you, it's been pleasant.
That's fire. Let's get into what would we call like your proper name of everything that you do? What's the proper name for it?
At the end of the day, I mean, engineer, producer, artist. I write.
Fire.
I mean, it's really studio owner. I just curator. I don't know. I do a lot without even realizing I'm doing a lot, and it's been very humbling at times. I've had people talk to me and they're like, "Oh, do you do this? Do you do that?" And I'm like, "Oh, this, that." And
yeah.
I'm also learning instruments at this point to make sure that I'm
That's
up to speed, and all that to say that, yeah. I mean, I'll take the title of engineer because that's really engineering and producing. Those two things. If I do nothing else, I do those.
Let's start it from the beginning. How did everything get started? Like, how did you bump into engineering and got you to this place where you're at now?
Well, it started with me trying to rap.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a rapper at heart?
At heart.
Hey, that's fire.
At heart, yeah.
You want to know what I noticed, man? That like a lot of like the producers or engineers at one point in time or another, they either started as an artist or they want to rap. Like it's literally it's like a parallel thing, like with the engineer with rapping, dude, and that's fire.
That's really how it started, man.
That's hard.
I've been writing poetry since I was middle school, and that was really what got me into the idea of rapping, because I'd always loved music, and getting into the idea of rapping as I got older. I went to a small, from elementary school I was in East Nashville, middle school I was in East Nashville, but for high school I went to a small private little Christian school. Nice. So I popped in, with a different view. Mm-hmm. I'm doing goofy ass rap battles in lunch. Hey, I'm beating on the table and rapping, and they're like, "Who is this dude acting an ass right now?" And but yeah, so it started with me wanting to be a rapper, and then it's not that didn't work, and it's not that I don't feel like I can't do it. It was just more of, it was like, okay, maybe I can rap. I don't have any beats. I met a guy named Christopher Moore when I was a freshman in college. And he was like, okay, you can rap. You're okay at rapping, but, you can't just keep rapping on YouTube beats or whatever. He's like, you got to learn to make your own beats.
Fire.
Mind you, I had never picked up an instrument.
Wow.
None of that. I was like, make beats. So I started researching how to do it and figuring out how to do it. And luckily I had a laptop, so Logic was available, and started there. And I started making beats, and I've kind of really enjoyed making the idea of making beats. And when I met Demo and Jordan, they wanted beats. I had beats, and then it was like, well, we need to record on these beats. And I was like, well, I guess I got to learn how to record, And then it was like, oh, we recorded it. Well, it sounds like shit. It's like, well, I guess I got to learn how to mix. And it just sort of progressed slowly into this thing of, here I am now that's why I kind of do a little bit of everything. Yeah. As I started out doing a little bit of everything.
That's fire. That's fire. At what point in time was it like, all right, I'm gonna take this serious? And what was your first piece of equipment that you purchased?
take it serious, I guess. College. Oh, it sounded like I said Siri. That's funny.
I thought I heard Siri. I was
did. No, I said serious, and it.
Could you try again?
Oh, it's your
computer.
That's amazing. Because I said, "Oh wow, not just that's."
Look at how they're listening to us, bro.
Everything.
Hey, look.
Everything. That's incredible.
Shout out Siri, man.
Shout out Siri, dog. That's the homie. Yeah, give it a. Got to. Oh, that's funny. Oh man.
Hey, look.
But
yeah, your first piece of equipment, and
when did I take it?
Yeah, when did you take it serious?
First piece of equipment. I mean, my laptop. I guess like unintentionally. You know, I got a laptop when as a graduation gift. So I graduated high school.
Nice.
And my family, got me a laptop. But my first piece of real equipment where I was like, this is gonna be the thing was my Machine 2. It's basically what Machine did is the MPC, Dilla and all the Knife used the MPC, and Dilla and Knife were my favorite producers before I was even making beats. I would like listen to just beat tapes, and I just thought it was amazing. I just never thought I would be making them, but I got that, and I got that in 2016, and I still use the same one to this day. Like it's my yeah, that's my thing. And I guess take it seriously, like to just be, candid and also be just on record and everything. I got my heart broken like 6-7 years ago for the first time. Never knew what that was like.
Hey man, make you into a man.
Oh dude. Hey. It was my and looking back on it, it was one of those things of, I don't, not even close. I don't feel that pain or anything like that. But I was already starting to do the music thing a little bit. And when that happened, not only did it free up my time, but it gave me something to talk about.
Nice.
And you know what I mean? And because I think I struggle with feeling like I had something to talk about. I think I struggle with feeling like if I was gonna make beats, I always knew my favorite beats had a certain feeling to it. I was like, but if I don't have any feeling or whatever, then why, do this? And after that happened, I had a lot of time and I had a lot of emotions to get out. So I really just sort of would sit in my apartment and sometimes not come out and just make beats. So I guess that's really when I started, I guess taking it serious. But professionally, I guess 2 years ago. So
you still have that song, that first song?
Yeah.
You ever go back and listen to it?
Oh, it's out, dude.
It's out?
It exists.
Oh, snap.
It exists. It exists.
Oh man, that's fire, bro. Okay, all right,
it exists, yeah. But it just is one of the things that I don't talk about it in terms of.
You came out day one and put the pen to the pad with the pain.
Yeah,
that's fire. Matter of fact, let's bounce to like your production style, like me realizing that you were making beats. Like obviously, you kind of laying the foundation of saying, "Hey, I've been making beats and production and all of that stuff." But when I was aware of it, of like what you really were doing, it really like clicked for me when I was listening to Chuck and seeing like where you progressed, like some of the project that he just put out recently. And I'm like,
No More Bad Days.
Yeah. And also what's the one that he just recently put out? But it's not like like where he got Fuck What You Doing. Shades of Indigo. Yeah. So it's like I noticed that that style and that sound that really speaks to you is that soulful all of that energy. So like what was some of your inspirations to help make your sound as a producer? What were some of those key pieces in your life? What were you listening to back in those days when you're like, man, I'm gonna rap?
Oh, word. Sheesh.
Because I mean, it ties into now what what inspires you, what drives you. You know what I mean?
Understandable. Let me start. I guess my family was playing a variety of music. So even as a kid, it would be anything. I shit you not. It would be anything from 50 Cent to Tom Petty.
That's hard.
It was just everything and everything in between. My grandma has a very wide variety of just music taste, and my grandpa listens to what my grandma wants to listen to. So I was listening to, to all that, and that, it would be a thing. But as I got older, especially in college, and I got to go and find my own like records, old records. I'm not ashamed. I didn't really listen to soul music for real, till I was probably 18 or 19 years old. So I really, in terms of like Marvin Gaye's, the Sade's, like I didn't, Donny Hathaway's, like I knew who these people were, but I didn't listen to their music regularly. And diving into that sound when I first started trying to rap or make beats or get into whatever production I could, that was super inspiring because I felt like I couldn't make that music,
Fire.
Yeah.
So they played a key role into developing like that soulful energy that you come with.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's pivotal. And like I said, I was listening to beat tapes a lot in high school. Just so I would study, or I play basketball. So I would pop my headphones in. I'm listening to J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake. When they're first coming, like Sideline Story was a pivotal part.
Ooh.
Like the Friday Night Lights and Sideline Story were pivotal for me as far as production, rapping, storytelling, understanding all of that. And Kendrick was the same way. The first song I ever heard from Kendrick Lamar was Ignorance is Bliss.
Ooh.
And yeah, dog. I heard that. And I was
you had a good foundation, man.
Yeah, I was in middle school, and like
that's hard.
Hearing that, so that was huge for me, and finding the music myself because I had an MP3 player that my grandma would load up for me, and she'd be like, not to be like, here's what you're gonna listen to, but she was like, I have good taste, like here you go, and it was so I didn't have a whole lot of say of like I would just skip the songs I didn't like. But as I got a little older and access to the internet and whatnot, and YouTube became a thing, it was like, oh, I can just find songs on here. So, yeah.
Fire. So, that's pretty dope how you were saying, like, as time, like, progressed, you kind of bumped into, like, different parts of becoming an engineer / producer. But for the masses, for one, I don't think people know the importance of your position in what you play. But also, in conversation, there's a real big dichotomy of where people are trying to understand what a music producer is. So, to you, what is a music producer?
They make the record happen.
They make the record happen.
I think that there's become a misconception of, and one is no better than the other. So when I say this, I'm not going to talk down or talk up or nothing. There are different roles that have pivotal points of importance, but there's a difference between a beat maker and a producer. That sometimes they are the same person. Sometimes the person who makes the beat also produces the record. You know what I mean? But there are times where, someone may make a beat and someone else or two other people will get their hands on it and do the thing to it to make it into the song. You know what I mean? And that's, me and Ron have had that discussion numerous times because he has a lot of great people who around him that send him beats all the time. And they are incredible beats. There's nothing wrong with these beats. But when they get in my hands, my job is not to just record Ron and mix it and be like, done. It's how do we take this and we make it into the song. Like, so they did make the beat and they will get production credits. It's not a thing of like the whole album is just produced by me or nothing like that. But I take these beats and these songs and, there'll be times I'm by myself in the studio and I'm trying to make these decisions on, where this thing should go. So
with that, how difficult of a process is that for you to not only be emotionally and spiritually invested with the artist, but to see something further than what they may see or what they may feel? Because that's an interesting line that you have to dabble in, because as you're producing, and just like what you said is, how can we push this further? How can we make this bigger? I can see this further. So like, what's that process like for you? And because Ron spoke on this, you know, he said that like y'all have had times where y'all have come to, you know,
that's how
creative blows off of
yeah.
what you may see versus what he may see.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I'll speak on the general and then I'll talk about Ron. But in general, to make that call, it really comes down to trust and the relationship that you and the artist have. I mean, it's a situation that some people don't want the extra stuff. Some people, you know, I've worked with people and they want to come in, lay their vocals. They want to sit there while I mix the record. They don't want all this extra, whatever it may be. They just don't. And it's not that they look at me and tell me that. It's just I start doing stuff and they'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
And so from there, I'm like, okay, like I'm not here to be like, no, but you know, that's not my job. Whatever I think is better or best or sounds good is not law.
Facts.
You know, and so people have their own vision for their art, and my job is just to execute that vision. And it's not so much that they tell me what to do and I just do it, but it's a back and forth of an input. You know, and my whole thing is we're going to try everything. So if you bring up an idea, I'm not going to be like, no. And if I bring up an idea, I don't expect you to look at me and be like, no. We'll just try it, and we'll look, and there's such a, I don't even know how to explain it, but, and I wish I could, but the only way I can explain it is in this phrase, but there's such a genuine reaction in the room when something is it. You know, I don't even know how else to put that. It's just when something is it, the whole room, whether it's just two of you or there's 10 people in there, the reaction is all the same. And if one person is like, then it's probably not it, you know, because there's something that's not sitting right. And dude, it could be the smallest thing. Like me and Ron, to segue, we will go back and forth over whether or not to pull a snare. You know, to create a moment. Like we're like, is this a moment right here? Is this gonna, like, what is the moment? Where does this happen? But that's how me and Ron know we're making something great. You know, we know we're making progress in the studio if we're like, yeah, but nah, but let's try. But that sounds good. Nah, man, let's, like, that's how we know we're making progress. And because at the end of the night, we're gonna look up. I'm gonna be tired and irritated. He's gonna be tired and irritated. But we're gonna click play, and it's gonna be fire. You know what I mean? And so it's like, as long as we're making progress, and we know it's not personal, it's just a thing of he wants the best for it, I want the best for it, and sometimes that best is just a little, you know, like this. Yeah. And we find a way to interweave it and meet it in the middle. It's like any good relationship. It's just a little bit of compromise on either side, and you learn where to step back, you learn where to step forward. It's no different.
I will tell you, though, with that, that's a beautiful thing in the realm of creativity, when y'all can have these creative blows and y'all can have these ebbs and flows, but when y'all find that way to mesh and come into the middle, me as the consumer can feel that.
Oh, word.
You know what I'm saying? We feel it just as well as when y'all press play. We may not know everything that went into this, but man,
that's huge.
When you click play, that's a masterpiece.
Man, that actually,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the whole thing.
See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful for me. That's sheesh. That's huge, man.
Yeah, man.
We feel that. The whole thing.
We feel that.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any other artists that pulls that out of you, or can you do that as the producer?
When you say can you do that as the producer, what do you mean? Like I can just turn it on and off?
Any other artist. So like when you spark that creative match and that fire, like it's certain people that may bring it out of you, like Ron. Or I don't know if you have this, as far as I know. Yeah. I don't know if you have that kind of spiritual investment with the artist. Right. Is there anybody else?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've worked and I guess the best word I can use is intimately. I've worked very intimately with Ron, Jordan, Jodeci, Demo, Jack, AB. You know, nice. I love all of y'all. I'm gonna forget people, but like I've worked very intimately with Chuck, Brian Brown, I'm waiting for the day I really get in with Bryant Taylor and Tim Gent.
Nice.
We're on record.
Shout out to them, man.
No, those the homies. They've been in the studio before. We've been around each other. We have not sat down and just made something. And but
it might be when that timing is right. That perfect time.
I am patient.
Yeah, hey, look, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, I am patient.
I love it, man.
But yeah, as far as can I turn it on and off, I don't think so. I would love to think that it's something that is just like, okay, it's time. Yeah. Flip the switch. I don't know if that'll ever be a thing. If it is a thing, I'd love to work up to it. But for right now, if we click, I mean we click. Like I don't know.
That's what I was just curious about, because like what you said is like that difference between certain producers that just make the beat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Here's the finished product, put whatever you want on this. And then you got some guys that, like yourself, that, hey, let's push this a little bit further. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what I was curious if, let's just say a random artist, I don't even know if you work with like just random artists that want to. Okay. Yeah. If you do, then where and there do you find your boundary? Word. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because y'all are in a creative space. Yeah. But some people may want what they want, or they may not can see that. So where and there as the producer, because y'all have this interesting job where it's like, all right, do I sit back and just let that happen? Or do I speak up and say, hey, let's try this. Word. Let's push this a little bit further. You may not can see it, but when we finish.
Yeah, it'll be there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that a hard thing for you to balance? Or is it just like what you're saying? Yeah. I'm going to, hey, let's push this a little bit further. Like, are you not afraid to speak up on that?
I think it all depends on what they want. It starts there. If they, I have a dude I'm working with, and I mean, I'm not saying he's just some random guy, but he's new to me and him working together. His name is Booker. He's a great young man. Nice. He's got the potential. He's got to keep going. And we've had that conversation many times where it's like, hey, you're new to this. There's a lot you don't know, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. If you want to, I'm here to be like, hey, like, he brought it. Essentially, here you go. He had a song, and he brought me a sample, and it was just a loop for like 3 minutes of this sample. No drums, no bass, none of that. And he was prepared 100% to rap for 3 minutes over this loop. And I asked him, I was like, is this what you want to do? And he was like, verbatim, pretty much, he was just like, unless you see otherwise. If you want to make something out of this.
Nice.
So that let me know, like, I have the permission and the groundwork now to be like, okay, cool, let's take this and do something with it. As opposed to me just inserting myself and being like, yo, this ain't it, or because then it gets me versus you, and that's not how it should work. And sometimes I get situations where someone is just looking for an engineer, and I have to learn to keep my
which hat you putting on today? Like, all right, okay.
Absolutely, especially there was one time, I mean a couple of times, but there's this place called Gnome Studios, and it's downtown. It's off 4th, and it's a great little spot. Love the owners and people that work there. They're great people. Nice. And I work there part time sometimes. They'll just hit me and be like, hey, we got someone coming in.
Fire.
And I went in there one time, and there was a session with this young lady from Seattle. She flew in. She had her parents with her. She brought a producer with her. Wow. You know what I mean? So when I'm sitting down listening to this, I know my role is engineer. No one has to tell me that. It's like she brought a producer in the room. This guy, they're playing beats. This guy did not make the beat. But he's over here reworking the beat. He's playing extra chords on guitar on the beat. He's looking for her harmonies. Like, they don't need me. Yeah. They don't. So, and even if I heard something that I was like, that's not my place. I just, hey, let me know what you need. Yeah. And like.
You're going to find a way that you can insert yourself and contribute to this record or whatever the case is.
Exactly, for whatever it is.
That's a beautiful thing. It like when you have that balance and you know what to do at this certain time. All right, I know my role. Like we all here, we're all a team. We're gonna create some art, some beautiful work. This is my role.
Absolutely.
Hey, if I set the pick, you know what I'm saying?
I was just gonna use a basketball analogy, bro. Like
that's hard.
I mean, it really is. You talking about setting the pick?
You need me to rebound? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like
that's really. I mean, I'll even take it a step further with you. It's a situation of imagine, because this is real life for me.
Mm-hmm.
I could shoot. That was my whole thing. If I could do nothing, I could shoot. It wasn't until probably my senior year that I would have considered myself like a top 2 shooter on the team.
Nice.
Here's the thing, though. So think about that. For my first 3 years, I might have a 3, but there's somebody in the corner I know gonna hit that thing. It's not my job to shoot. I'm a shooter, but it ain't my job to shoot. Pass the ball. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like learning that. And if my job is to set the screen, if I know I can shoot, but I'm about to set the screen for the dude who's going to come off my hip and he going to hit that joint. Don't roll out. Stay there.
Facts.
You know? So it's just,
right.
So with that being the case, it's like, you know, that was a great analogy. That's exactly what it is. Knowing that every time you run up and down the floor, your position's a little different potentially. You just got to know what to do in that situation. And every session is different. That's what I love about it. Every single one is different.
Man. Before we get to, I did want to ask you your favorite maybe moment in the studio. Let's start there. One of your favorite moments in the studio.
Oh, okay. Let me go through my Rolodex.
So you may have many.
I do. I think the one I can think of off the top of my head, and the only reason this is it is because I don't think I'll ever get a moment like this ever again. And so because of that, it holds a special place for me. When me and Jordan finished Surfing Highs and Lows, we finished it. We sent it off to be mastered by Jet Spaghetti. It's my guy forever.
Nice.
And he sent back the masters. We lined it all up in Logic, top to bottom. We turned the lights off, turned the blue light lamp on, sat on the couch, and listened. And I brought the tears. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because it's the greatest album ever. It's not because it's like, and it's a beautiful project, but it's one of those things of just like, we made that thing in our living room. Man. Like we got an apartment together and we just made this thing. He made 7 of the beats. I made 2 of the beats. There's only 9 songs. Oh, yeah. I recorded everything, or not everything. He recorded himself to an extent, but we recorded everything in that living room. Nothing. We finished it. We started in the living room. We finished in the living room, and there was just, I don't know if I'll ever have that again, and in a way that was so moving to be like we set out to do something. Like we moved in together with the intention of making a project. We moved in together on April 4th, 2019. We had to move out by May 8th, 2020. Wow. We finished the project on May 4th, 2020.
That's fine.
So we finished this. We set out to do it, and we did it. And and it's not to say I haven't done that before or after, but not in that way. Not not yet at least. And if I get another moment like that, I'll feel so fortunate. Yeah. But it was just. And I've had quite a few beautiful times with, Ron or AB, or a lot of them turn out to be us not even necessarily recording, just conversation. The studio conversation and the banter, especially ever since me and AB got into Shangri-La, has become nice. It's become extremely
perfect segue.
Yeah, it's become extremely intimate. Because it's set up like a home. I wanted to do that. I wanted to feel like a house, and you sit down in there and you have 2 couches and a chair and a PlayStation and water and tea and coffee. Nice, you're in a little house, and beautiful. So the conversations get really intimate and beautiful things have been said, tears have been shed. It's been beautiful. So love my guys, but and my ladies, I got beautiful women that come through the studio and we have a great time, and they sing beautifully, Raimi and Jay and all of them, Newsy, the vocals are just.
I want to talk to Jay.
Oh man, she's a trip.
Yeah, I want to get. Hey. She's a trip. I want to talk to her.
She's a trip, man.
I'd like to have her on the pod, man. But perfect segue of where you was talking about. Talk to me about Shangri-La. Yeah. You did this. You started this studio with AB.
Yep.
Tell me about it. How'd that come about? Well, obviously, you talked about it a little bit with conversations.
Yeah.
Tell me how it went from just a thought or an idea, hey, that'll sound cool, to you actually have a studio now.
Oh, man. I'll take it too far, and then I'll be quick to bring it back. I wanted to do my own studio for a long time.
Nice.
Long time.
Nice.
I didn't know what I was going to call it. I didn't know anything. I just knew. I was like, if I want a spot.
Yeah.
And I was in college when I thought that. Fast forward. I've had, home studios. I had a studio in my lady's crib. We had a second bedroom. And turned that into a studio. And that was a beautiful place. I mean, people came through. We had a great time, and it was fine. But people were coming in and out of my house at all hours of the day and night, 7 days a week. It became a lot. It was becoming a lot. It was harder. I won't say it was hard on my lady, but it was just, it got to be a lot for the both of us.
Yeah.
For the both of us.
Yeah.
And the conversation of potentially getting a spot had come up between me and her, and it was a mutual feeling. I was like, well, we get the piece, and I get what I've wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Problem is, man, I was looking at all these spaces here in Nashville, and then they would give you a box with panels on the wall for $1,600 a month. And I was like, I'd have to fill it up with equipment.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I was like, this would just be like having this. It doesn't make any sense. It's too expensive. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't that the idea was shelved. It was just more of a thing of like, until something practical comes up,
Thanks.
I'm not about to even look at it. So I had got into a fortunate situation. Shout out Brandon Taylor Phillips, incredible piano player, producer, out of Atlanta. He engineers and produces for Deontay Hitchcock. And,
nice.
And I had hit him up on a whim. And I was just like, man, I know you're producing everything. I was like, but if you ever need an engineer, just let me know. I'll make the bump down. And we talked on the phone the next day. And he was like, how soon can you be in Atlanta? And I was like, I'm on my way. So,
fire.
So I went. My lady's from Atlanta. So we were just like, let's just go. Mm-hmm. So she came with me. And we were down there. And the session was smooth. They just played me some records and we hung out. It wasn't nothing crazy. Deontay beat me in chess. That's where my villain origin story for the chess. But
shout out to the chess players, man.
And but when you walked into the studio though, it was like a big warehouse called Lost Ways in Atlanta. And the owner, he's a great guy. And you walked in and it's just this big warehouse and everything was mic'd up, everything, like any instrument, you name an instrument, it was there. Nice, and off to the right was like a control room, and they had everything in there that you needed. They had the booth and the piano, and like it was a beautiful place. Mm-hmm. And while we're in there, Imani was like, would you ever consider something like this? Like a less conventional idea of a studio? And I was like, yeah, if it comes up, I was like, this place probably costs an arm and a leg. Like, I don't, if it comes up. When I tell you before Deontay and Brandon even finished playing me, like not even just playing me, but just playing in general, playing music, playing the album, playing songs. Yeah. She sitting out in the lobby. She comes in. She's like, "What about this?" And she shows me what is now Shangri-La. Wow. And she showed it to me, and I researched it, did a little bit, and I think less than an hour later, I was on the phone with AB. Wow. And I was like, "Hey, I got something for us," because AB got a deal. He got a publishing deal off of headphones and carrying a laptop and keyboard around.
Yeah. Fire.
You know what I mean?
Shout out AB, man.
And so with that being the case, he was the first person I thought of because it was just like, man, imagine you take your production skill. And mind you, this is pre-deal. We decided to do this before his deal was finalized or anything. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, take your production, take your know-how. I take my engineering. I take my know-how. And, we were already vibing as friends and co-creators. It was like, it just made sense. And got together and, we found this place. And the crazy thing is the building looks like a temple. Fire. And so AB and I were standing outside. It was me, AB, and his manager, Zach. And we were standing outside and looking at it. And AB was like, Shangri-La, hidden temple. And I was like, I was like, Rick Rubin got dibs already, but I was like, shoot, I can't be mad about it, like, because it is. I think if it was just a name you pulled out of his ass, I'd have been like, but the building looks like a temple, and it is hidden. It's in a non-residential area behind some buildings. You don't know it's there until you pull in and see it, and it fit everything I think that we were trying to embody as far as just making great music, but not being in the eyes of everyone. So it was That's long story short.
Fire.
Imani found the place. I knew I needed to be AB, and AB also came up with the name. So
that's fire, man. And that's beautiful how y'all come together to create this. Like, to me, I mean, it's of a legend. I don't know. I've never been to Shangri-La, but I've heard beautiful things about it.
It's open door for you.
Hey, man, thank you, man. That's
So,
fire.
Yeah,
So that's all I hear is just how great it is, man. And I'm pretty sure that's just such a beautiful thing when you guys have like a separate hub where y'all can just get in there and just lock in.
Yeah.
No distractions away.
Yeah.
And just cook up.
It's been a unique experience. You know, I think to speak on as far as like locking in and no distractions and whatnot, it is very interesting. You know, this is the first time I've had a place that I go to where like I go and it's like the intention is set. It's like when I was at my house, it wasn't hard to just walk out of my door and either separate or not be able to separate myself from what I was just doing. You know what I mean? Like if I walked out of the, if I'm at home, maybe my intention is to be at home, but the studio is calling me right there, and it's this weird pull, or vice versa. If I'm in there and maybe I don't want to be in there, but I'm working, it's like you know.
Yeah.
But when I have this other place set aside, if I'm there, I know what I'm there to do, and then I can leave. And when I leave, I know what I'm leaving to do.
Yeah.
It created a nice separation, but you know, I'll say this, and then I'll find another great way to segue. But
hey, you're pretty good. He might apply. We might have to get him a podcast. Like he's pretty good, man.
I learned from you, man.
Hey, man, thank you, man.
But I can think of 3 times off the top of my head somebody either DM me or text me and be like verbatim, like, "Yo, Shangri-La feels like home." And that's
what I keep hearing too.
And these are people who like I wouldn't have necessarily thought would have told me that because maybe we weren't the closest at the time, or we don't have like a just mano-a-mano friend relationship. But it's been amazing to hear people's opinions as far as people feeling like they can come in and be free creatively.
Yeah. And
there's just something that's I couldn't have wanted anything more.
Speak to me a little bit about you talked about like the balance.
Yeah.
And I know how tedious being a producer and an engineer and all of those things that combine into that, how tedious the task can be. So where in there do you find that balance in being like, all right, because as creators, I'm pretty sure it's what keeps our heart pumping.
Yeah.
It drives us. It helps us. It helps us navigate through life. But where in there do you cut off the work and say, all right, let me take away a little bit. Let me go back to real life. You know what I'm saying? Let me go with my lady. Let's go on a date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If she's watching, it's funny. She's going to watch this. And you're going to say, go on a date. And I know her initial reaction is going to be, what's a date? Because that's how she, she's going to be so mad at me after this.
What's her thought of a date?
Oh, no. I mean, she...
Does she like the simple things?
Yeah.
Mine too. Yeah, my wife likes the simple things.
She does, will she accept extravagant? Of course she will.
Yeah.
But does she expect all the time? No. I mean, we could just, we've gotten to the point now that, us spending quality time together in any capacity has become a thing of, it's not necessarily a date, but we've grown so much to appreciate, just even cooking together. If we get the opportunity to cook together, then it's a huge thing. We'll have conversations where she'll be like, we say I miss you probably every day, but she'll be like, I miss cooking with you, and it's been 3 days since we've cooked together.
Yeah.
But I think about it, and I'm like, I guess that is like a long time to not have like a real just intimate moment. You cook some food together, you eat together. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's an intimate thing. And so, she's really I don't know. First of all, I don't know what I'd do without her. But second of all, she really grounds me with that. Talking about the separation. At first and this is because I'm not blaming her whatsoever. This is on me. But at first it was really like more of a fight where it was like, oh, you're not giving me enough time. And that's not how she was saying it or what she was saying. It was just, she would see what me making a priority of something looked like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she felt like she didn't fit that criteria. And, if I'm making what she knows what making music a priority looks like. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, if you're going to make music that type of priority, it's like, where do I land?
Where do I fit in
there? And it took me a long time, dude.
It takes us a while to get it. You know what I'm saying?
To understand what she was meaning.
Yep.
She was not saying, you don't put me first and all these other weird cliches. It was just, if this is what it looks like to make something a priority, this is how I would want this. So we're working on ways to be more consistent with a date and whatnot and actually go out. But, we're both homebodies for the most part anyway.
Thanks.
We'd rather just cook some food, sit down, snuggle up on the couch, watch like Rick and Morty or something. We're not,
I tell you, man, I'll tell you for me, as far as we're doing this podcast and chasing dreams and all of that and trying to balance out the work life thing. Not only do I work, I do this podcast, and then not only do I do this podcast, I'm a husband and a father.
Yeah.
So the multiple challenges is to balance all of those things. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ultimate thing. But I feel what works for me. Like, I've gotten to a place where my wife knows I record on these days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Throughout the week, we do it like this. You know what I'm saying? We kind of set a schedule in a sense. And that helps, like, flow everything as far as on my end.
Absolutely.
And that way I can still pour into my daughter.
Of course.
Separate, pour into my wife.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
because those are different things.
They are. Yeah. They are. So family time, matter of fact, you might have even subside that. So it's like husband and wife, friends, all of that type stuff. Family time, and then my own separate relationship with my daughter. Yeah. Because she has her own separate relationship with her mother.
See, that's a bar.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't have, like I said, I don't have kids yet. One day.
Eventually.
But I feel,
you'll learn this lesson.
But that's a gem though. That's when I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah. And so, I think if you ever come up to where it's like, all right, we pick a certain day, and I know I'm gonna shut it off, whether that's a Sunday or whatever, whatever day y'all can come to an agreement on it, and that's the beautiful part about it.
No, absolutely, and she's been my number one supporter. You know?
Hey man, and they help push us so much further, bro.
Shangri-La couldn't have happened without her. No, and I don't even mean because she found the place. She was in there, so it was just a construction office space.
Wow, so she helped
dude. She
they
listen, man.
Women are they are amazing.
So look, and I think the most impressive thing, and I got pictures I'll show you afterwards because it was just blew my mind, dude. Yeah. There's a little kitchenette. It's super small, but it's got cabinets and a sink, and you can, we got a little mini fridge in there. So it's just, a place where you get some food or whatever. And in the countertop, it was like this ugly ass pale blue. I mean, it was just an ugly color. You know what I mean? And I think, and we all had this consensus of like, this kitchenette looks dull and boring and doesn't fit. So she brought up the idea of like doing like a fake marble on it. And
nice.
And she's extremely handy. Like she grows plants. Like she grows plants at home. She built
So I got a little garden in the back.
Yeah, we got a little garden in the back.
See, that's amazing. Women are amazing,
bro. She built those boxes, like the ones that hold the plants. She hand built those. Wow. So when she came over to Shangri-La, like not only did she help paint all the walls, plaster all the walls, take out all the stuff, and but she fake marbled this countertop. Mm-hmm. I was mind blown.
Yeah,
I was mind blown. She was doing chemistry and alchemy in my face. And was like, she was like, it has to be a certain temperature and we're going to blend this like this. Nice. And she was like wearing a mask and goggles and I'm standing in the other room because I'm like, I don't know what the hell, you know what I'm saying? But I got a few pictures of it though because I was like, I can't believe that she's doing it. And the thing, she was doing it, she got nothing out of it but her own self-fulfillment and to see this space for me become something more than it was. Like, Nah, man,
Amazing.
Yeah, off on record, I don't even care. Like she's to me everything.
Nice,
you know?
man. Shout out to the queens, man.
Man,
Yeah, that's
you
amazing.
especially, you know who I'm talking to.
Hey, yes, sir. I love it, man.
I'm gonna timestamp that and send it to her.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, we can get that clipped up
Yeah.
for you. I got you. Love, man. Let's have a little bit of fun, man.
All right, man.
You got top 5 albums?
Top 5 albums? Yeah. Can I go no order?
No order.
All right, thank God.
Yeah,
Right.
I ain't gonna put you in that kind of. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's crazy. I knew that question was coming. I was driving. I was like, he gonna ask me my top album. I was like, when he asked me, I was like, what am I gonna say? You know, are we talking hip hop or are we talking ever? Like,
Ever.
Any album.
Ever.
Any
We don't even have to genre. Just
Okay,
ever.
cool.
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly. Off the muscle.
That's good. Yeah, that's an amazing project, top to bottom.
Miseducation. Miseducation.
Nice pick.
I would probably say Thriller. Yeah, Thriller. Yeah. And then let's go and this one is just me and it's whatever. But The Blueprint.
Nice.
The Blueprint. And then let's go Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Hey,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So just like in
I
general,
love it. You got some bangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good 5, man.
Yeah. No,
That's a good 5.
love me some Prince, bro.
Yeah, man. Prince is amazing, dude. He was so ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson too. Like that's the beautiful thing with some of these artists. Like, and that's beautiful with just like art in general, how it lives forever.
Yeah.
And it's constant lessons and all of that
Dude,
stuff.
From the top, especially when you have a career that long.
Yeah.
I mean, even Prince, was 30, 40 years doing it, but Mike did it his whole life.
Yeah. Yeah.
From his moment of being like, I can talk.
Yeah.
This man was, like
crazy.
Didn't know anything else. Like, but and please, real quick, please tell me Purple Rain is the name of the album. Because I know what album I'm talking about. But is that the name of the album?
Yeah, it was a movie and a
Okay,
yeah,
thank God. I was like, because I'm over here like, man, I'm like, I know the first 4, that's the albums.
Yeah, he had he also had his band, the Revolution.
Yeah, because that's the one with the Doves Cry and
Let me go and look
same
it up.
album, right? Please tell me that's the same album because that's where he's sitting on a
that particular album he did with the let me find it. Goodness.
What was the name of the album where there was his face?
It's
called Prince?
It's literally Purple Rain. But he did it with the Revolution. Word. So his particular band that he put together, and then he also did a movie with it.
That's right. When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Baby, I'm a Star, Purple Rain, Love and Sex. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I was making sure.
Yep.
Because I was like,
hey, you tapped in.
Okay. I was because you can listen to this thing from top to bottom and you're gonna cry, wanna do some nasty and all kinds of stuff.
Hey,
like
it gives everything, like everything you need, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fire.
That's why I love it so much though.
That's fire.
That's
fire.
An honorable mention would be probably, and I think this is the name of the album as well, is I Want You, Marvin Gaye. The one where everyone's dancing on the front. I think it's the name of the album.
Oh,
but that whole thing is beautiful.
That's amazing.
That's a beautiful album.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I want you, and I want you to want me too. Come on, dude. Come
you
on,
smooth, brother.
Bro.
You smooth, man. You smooth.
Come on,
Coleman
man.
is smooth, man. He's smooth.
I want that timestamp too.
Hey man, so tell me your top 5 movies.
Top 5 movies.
Yep.
Sick. Man, I haven't watched a movie for real in a while.
So you more so a series guy, like shows?
I like shows, but I mean movies. Let's do it. Let's see. Top 5 movies. I love The First Friday because it's super funny.
Nice.
And I can feel like I can get a little ignorant.
Hey.
And I can just laugh. Like I love funny movies. You know what I mean? Funny movie. Also, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a sucker for a good rom-com. I grew up on Adam Sandler. I'm sorry.
Adam Sandler's amazing.
And let me see.
He set a blueprint as well. I don't mean to cut you off, but he set a blueprint as well of like you don't have to subscribe to like leaving all your friends. You can bring them all. He had the same guys,
all the same cast,
his same guys every movie. Like he kind of laid a blueprint of
He definitely did.
The whole gang can win.
Shout out
Like
Adam
we all
Sandler.
together. Shout out Adam Sandler, man. Yeah, go ahead. You can continue.
Actually, that was good. That gave me like a very, very brief moment to think because now I got Friday, El Dorado, the animated film. Yeah, El Dorado. I know I piss Imani off because I will quote that movie randomly. You know what I mean? She'll mention two things. There's a scene. I swear to God, I'm sorry I'm doing this, but there's a scene where they'll say their names back and forth. They'll be like Tulio Miguel and Tulio, and they'll be like the mighty and powerful gods, right? So look, if she ever mentions like two things in tandem like that, she'll be like tomatoes and bananas. I'll be like bananas and tomatoes, the mighty and powerful fruits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah. So so El Dorado. I Lost My Body. It's a French film on Netflix, and it's about a young man, and it's in French, which is you gotta. I don't know why, but you gotta watch it in French. You can read the subtitles, but hearing the dialogue, it's just amazing. But I Lost My Body. It's about a young man who becomes an apprentice at a workshop because he had a hard growing up, like as a family life, and so he goes to do this apprenticeship, and while he's doing this apprenticeship, he accidentally cuts his hand off. And when he cuts his hand off, his hand becomes alive and animated, and he doesn't know it. They're living two separate lives, but it starts like the movie starts with him losing his hand.
So it's kind of like the Addams Family hand, like that runs around playing the piano.
It's
kind of
exactly
like that.
what it is, except for it has so much. I don't know who animated it, but it has so much emotion. The hand has so much emotion. And I swear,
wow.
And it's done. It brought me. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times. It's brought me to tears, like 3 out of 5. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Done super well.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I Lost My Body. Let me see. I'm definitely leaving some stuff off the list.
You got 3 so far. 2 more.
Yeah. I'll tell you a movie that got me through playing basketball was Loving Basketball.
Nice.
I don't know if that's like a top 5, but like I watched it a lot because I'm over
cultural staple.
I mean, it was, but I was definitely, I was 16 and I was hooping and I was like, "Where's my Monica?" You know what I mean? Like, so, like, hey man, I will never. Whoever wrote the script, bro,
man.
I will never forgive them. Whoever wrote that script, I'll play you 1-on-1 for
your
what?
heart.
For your heart, bro. I will never ever.
He dunked on her, bro.
As he should.
Why he do that?
Dude, he's supposed to.
That's wrong, man.
No, she hurt him. I would dunk on her too. If I can't do anything, I'm going to dunk on you.
The pain you caused me.
That man said, "Take off the knee brace."
Yeah, he did.
He took the knee brace off.
Yeah, he finished her off, bro.
He said,
that's hilarious. Crossed her up, dog. Sauced her up. Took her to the hole, bro.
Oh, man. No,
I'm not finna play with you.
No.
I'm not finna play with you.
You can't.
Hey, that's great, man. That's for her.
Oh, yeah. And I guess I could say this one going to be a little off the wall because I'm definitely forgetting movies, but I love Toy Story.
Oh, man, dude.
I love Toy Story.
I think his first movie made me cry, man.
Yeah, Toy Story and Tarzan made me cry.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah, I cried.
Yeah.
And you got a friend in me. Yeah, I was running around singing it. Don't nobody know that, though. So, hey, y'all watch your mouth. I'm still from out east. He's in Maplewood. Hey, that's fire, man. Yeah, that's a good five, man. Both in artists and albums.
That's funny, man. I'm definitely gonna look back on this and be like, I forgot this movie and that movie.
Yeah,
you know?
Toy Story one of the ones, man.
Yeah, Toy Story classic.
Yeah, I love that. What's your favorite food, man? What does Coleman like to eat? give me your main dish, and then give me some snacks.
Word. Main dish. If I could just, okay, and it's got to be made. Imani has to make it. It's because I've had it before, and I've had it at restaurants. I've had it all over the place. My favorite food from her, and in general, probably her lentil soup. No cap. And her chicken. The way she makes those two things. She actually made me fall in love with her with the lentil soup, bro. First date, second date, she wine and dined me. Made me lentil soup and a cheap bottle of wine. But
I liked it.
But yeah, no, lentil soup.
That's a vibe.
I love it. I could eat it at any point. And And the way she makes her chicken, definitely. Whatever she does to it. I don't know if it's, puts her love into it or she, puts enough paprika on there where I can taste it. I don't know what it is, but
that's fire.
On the sides, man, I love a good banana and peanut butter, bro.
Yeah.
Love a good banana
Those
and
are vibe,
peanut butter.
man.
Banana peanut butter.
I know this may sound crazy and I may sound like a serial killer, but do you ever eat just the peanut butter just by itself? Like just take a spoonful, like, cause you gotta live dangerously to try to eat a spoonful of peanut butter.
I'm not gonna say I've never done it, but I can say that I don't want to sound like a serial killer either. But I definitely have.
Oh, okay. No, so you tried it before, because man, your mouth is gonna be shut pretty much.
You say that. I don't know if I'm built different, but like I'm the type of dude like. I'm not worried. No,
we gonna get through this. Yeah,
I'm not worried about it. Like,
hey man, I instantly, like, if I try to do something like that, like eat some peanut butter or something, like, I gotta make sure some water around. Now, you don't want to be caught lacking in that moment.
Real. No, that's real. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You just living on the dangerous side, and you take that spoonful of peanut butter, and you look around, and there's no water in sight. Yeah. That's great, man.
That's true, though, man. That's very true.
Definitely bananas and peanut butter is a vibe, dog.
Every time.
Anything else? Any other snacks? Or?
Yeah, definitely. I will say this too, as far as like, and I'm lactose intolerant, so this is an L, but I love chips and queso, man. And like as a snack or like, I guess like a little bit of a meal, but with like no real nutrients.
Guilty pleasure.
But will I eat it if it's put in front of me? It's hard to say no. It's hard to say no. It's like those. People be like, they tempt you with something. They be like, hey, we got the candy in the truck. You ain't gonna get me with that.
Hey, man.
But they were like, we got chips and queso in this truck. I'd be like, maybe he's not that bad. Maybe he's not that bad. Like,
hey, man.
Let's really hear him out. What kind of queso is it?
Oh man, that's hilarious. I forgot what show I've seen this off of. Matter of fact, it may have been Family Guy.
That sounds like some Family Guy.
Yeah, he was running around like, ooh, piece of candy. Like, man has like some chips with queso just like lined out for you.
I swear, man. I'll go wherever. For all the lines of chips and queso.
Hey, that's funny, man.
Yeah, man.
Also, man, I guess
I'm sorry. I just remembered it was the mayor, Adam West, who was doing that. And I just see his face. Anyway.
That's great, man. Oh, give me your top 5 artists, man. I know you give me top 5 albums. Would you say that's the same thing?
No way.
Yeah, no order.
No order. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. That's a good call. No, Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson. It's funny, man, because there are certain, I guess spaces and whatnot where it's like you have. I don't always want to have to consider star power, because if you have to consider star power, like then you have to say Drake. You have to say Beyonce.
No.
Like,
I don't even subscribe to that. I love some of the artists that's down here. Like,
no. Likewise.
I think, they just ain't got they ain't got the shine on them yet, but they are great.
No, most definitely.
Ron is one of them.
Ron is definitely one of them, and but it's just one of the things, because like it's not that I don't think Drake is great or I don't think Beyonce. I think they're absolutely once in a generation artists. I think I just look at more of Here we go. I got you. Here we go. Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson. I'm going to go with... I said I got you, but God, I don't.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm going through the Rolodex. It's just there's so... Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Because in general, it's tough. We can
widen the number if you want to.
No, I would rather narrow the topic. Because like if we did top 5 rappers, I got you.
Give me that then.
Yeah, because we did top 5 art. I mean, that's just...
Give me that.
Yeah, top 5 rappers I can do for you.
I got you.
Andre 3000. Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, J. Cole.
Nice.
That's 4. And the 5th spot is always hard. And only because I want to say...
Let's make this interesting.
Okay.
Give me somebody here in the city.
Oh, okay. top 5 or just my favorite 5?
Yeah, give me Here in the City too.
Okay, here we go. Let's just do that then.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting.
Ronald Bossy. Chuck Indigo, whenever he decides to rap.
Yeah.
or sing.
He's a cage monster.
Yeah. When he decides to do it, he's a problem.
Shout out Chuck, man.
I've finally gotten the chance to work in the studio with Brian Brown, and I realized I love Journey, but I had no part of Journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was not, recently I've gotten to be in the studio with him for the first time, and I just realized what a problem lyrically this dude is.
He's nice. He's nice.
Jordan XX for sure. I can't wait for Demo to keep going. I'm waiting on that.
Yeah.
It's funny because I saw your hoodie, and I've actually never met Petty before.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of music I've ever delved into from him. However, I know the impact he's made on people.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here and co-sign him in a way, but in terms of being like, I know this dude made an impact. I know that for sure.
He's got a different brain.
That's what I've heard from people. That's what
he's
I keep
literally
hearing from everybody.
This dude is like a literally walking Thanos. Like he doesn't have any creative barriers. He tries anything. If you tell him he can't do this on this record, he's going to do it.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he's like an artist. Like he doesn't put himself in a box at all.
No,
and
I feel that.
He's been out here a long time.
That's what I mean. He qualifies, I guess, as OG in terms of being around. And then I guess I want to say because I do. You can't talk about, in my opinion, like top rappers in the city unless you bring up Tim Gent.
Come on, man.
And I mean,
I seen him last night.
No, yeah, I was.
Yeah, he changed my whole. Like I don't know. I didn't know much about him. I knew of what he did on Chuck album. Mm-hmm. I've seen bits and pieces of him.
Yeah.
But seeing him perform live, I'm like, he's different.
No, yeah.
I can't wait till whenever he's ready to like just start emptying the vault of what he has.
I have no idea when that day comes, but
he's gonna be a problem.
I don't have any of it on me, thankfully, because I truly would be spoiling people. I've heard the unreleased stuff.
Ooh. He's different.
No, he's different. He's a problem.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Yeah, he and I won't even say that like in terms, because truthfully, I genuinely feel this way about art in general, not just because these people are the homies or I don't want to hurt nobody's ego or none of that, but it's hard to be like, oh, top 1, 2, 3, 4, better than this, better than that, because man, let's be real, like everything's a little different.
Yeah.
You can't, in my personal opinion, Ron does not make the same music that Chuck makes.
Yeah.
In terms of their style.
I get what you're saying.
They're both lyrical and they're both extremely clever and they know how to ride a beat, but Chuck doesn't sound like Ron and Ron doesn't sound like Chuck. It's hard to sit here and be like, so-and-so better than so-and-so will do it. But I say all that to preface to say that as far as just what I've witnessed in the studio, it's not not even as a fan, but just being in the booth with these guys. Bro, truthfully, I mean this. Ron is different.
Yeah.
I don't even know how, and he would be he would be accepting of the compliment if he was here right now, but I know how Ron can get and be like, oh, but and maybe get like a little bashful potentially, but he will walk in. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. He will walk in the studio, be like, I have some songs or some verses I want to record. He'll pull out his book, or his phone, but recently, at least what I've noticed, has been the book. And he will look at it or not look at it and will sit down or stand up. One take.
Oh, my God.
No, listen. The takes you're hearing on these records, the East Side Ego 2,
yeah,
one take.
Oh, my God.
I'm not. The only thing we went back in and did differently, and this is way after the fact, was the end. We just did the end differently because the beat changed and we were like, oh, we could, but the whole thing through, no, he's not punching in, and there's nothing wrong with punching in.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with punching in. There's nothing wrong with doing multiple takes. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But when I watch him do it,
It's magical, bro.
It makes no sense. Like I can't even sit here
Bro,
and go against it.
Now that you touching on that, he sent me some tracks, and what y'all doing on this new project that's coming?
Yeah,
I don't know when it's coming, but whenever it
not
comes,
gonna tell you.
It's different. Hey, it's cool. Hey, I'm with the people, man. I'm just grateful to be able to speak to you guys and get at least a pinch or a peek of what's happening.
Yeah.
The tandem that y'all are doing on this new project is different.
Yeah. Appreciate that, man.
As a matter of fact, I would speak for you for this track. If you don't want to speak about it, it's cool.
Go ahead.
When he sent to me, and I heard God is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only, yeah.
I can speak on it. Yeah, if you want me
Christ.
to, man. Yeah.
Tell me what bag were you in?
So
like,
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'll just be real. I'll be so real. I made that beat right. I think it was 2 days before. So I brought up the Deontay thing. I made that beat 2 days before I went to Atlanta the second time. Ooh. But I made it because I've been a fan of Deontay for years, and that man did Talking to God, Talking to God Part 2. I made that beat to take it down there and pitch him Talking to God Part 3.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was trying to do. And I didn't get a chance to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get a chance to sit down with him and actually play him the beat. I don't know if he would have taken it or not. Doesn't matter. Because what Ron and Jody did to this thing...
Amazing.
No, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I'm so glad it went this way because I came back from Atlanta. Ron had a session with me at my house. And I was like, yeah, I got this beat. I'll play it for you.
Yeah.
That joint didn't even drop. It hit the All I Know.
Yeah,
and he was like,
yeah, get running it.
yeah, he was like, let me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. And he did, he wrote his verse in the studio.
Yeah.
Did his verse, and I don't even want to misquote or like miscue this in my head, but I'm almost positive it wasn't nothing but it might have been the same day or the next day or something close to that where Jodeci he came in and did what he did. He's special, dude.
Dude,
he's special,
track,
bro.
It puts you in a zone, dude. Like, this project is going to be different.
Yeah.
Just from the little bit that I've heard, like, it's going to be different. Y'all really, really put time and effort into this. It's going to be amazing.
Man, thank you, bro.
Even down to Back to the Future. I had Ron on here, and I'm telling you, price is going up for this dude, man. Hey. I'm telling you.
Yo, I don't even know, because I watched the podcast with Ron, and I just can't remember if he told you the conversation that went down right before I made that beat. And I'm going to tell you why it's funny, because me and him have talked about it, and it makes me laugh. And this will show you it's kind of a contradicting to what I had brought up earlier. But me and Ron have such a personal relationship that I don't, truthfully, I didn't care. So like, I love it, man. So we were in the studio in my house, and I can't even really remember what the alternative was. It was something along the lines of him wanting to record something or something like that, where like I wasn't gonna be making a beat.
Yeah.
But I had it was just in me. I was like, and he was like, I was just gonna say he said he wanted to record. I can't remember what it was, but he was like, so man, I'm trying to record. I was like, no, I'm making a beat. And and he was like, oh, okay. And the beat that I made was Back to the Future. And so when I made the beat, he just, whatever he was about to do, he just wrote to Back to the Future. And we did it the same day. That's why, again, speaking to the greatness, bro, he just does this. Yeah. I made the beat. 30 minutes later, there's a song. Man. Like, and it's just,
the way he attacked on it, like,
dog, and Wille added to that so much.
Yes.
Because that man right there, dude, even from just even more of the standpoint. Shout out Wille, man. Even just from more of the standpoint of, he's a great saxophone player, of course, but like his musical ear, and he's actually pursuing the artistry himself right now, and I'm loving it. And he, I had originally, and I can even show you the original version of this thing. I had this really cheap sounding synth that was going where the hook is. That is exactly what Will played. Because I was like, I knew what I wanted the melody to be, but I hated the sound. I was like,
we need to juice this up a little bit.
I was talking to Ron about it like well before Will got on there. And I was just like, man, I hate this. Yeah. Like, I love the song, but like this part, I was like, it needs to be something else. But I loved what I did melodically playing it. And I was like, I can't recreate it. I don't know what I played. It's not like I could just go find a better sound and redo it. And, and so I think it might have been Ron's idea to make it a sax. And I was like, cool, let's just get Wille in and let's do it. And Wille heard it and was like, hit it. And it gave it such a, I can't wait for this thing to come, the whole thing to come out. But like some of these records, man, the aura of these records, the feeling of these records. It's one of those weird moments where you asked me earlier what my top 5 albums were. Yeah. This thing goes the way I think it's gonna go. Yeah. It won't just be in my top 5. Like, man. you know what I mean? Like, this thing it's a spectacle.
It is. It's gonna be a game changer, bro. I would tell you that just from hearing, like I said, the snippets, like from Layup and Dave Chappelle. Yeah.
Don't even get me started on Dave Chappelle, bro.
Different.
Don't get me started on Dave Chappelle.
It's different, man.
A quick little side note on Dave Chappelle, as I want to talk about Jack briefly. This will speak to his character and how on deck and how ready he is at all times. Jack was there when we made Dave Chappelle. And, the beat was pretty much done. It's not like it needed anything. Jack had helped with some of the arrangement, which was dope. And I was super appreciative of that. But I think it was Ron who was talking about potentially putting a clip of Dave Chappelle in the song. Bro, Jack was like, I got one on my drive. I knew he was ready. It was like, bro, and within 30 seconds, it was already ready. Look, and I was like, this man is so prepared.
That's fire.
Like, again, it just speaks to him as a person. But I just want to talk about him because he sounds dope. He's a really nice dude, and he's just he, as he put it, bugged me and infiltrated enough to become my friend. And I would have probably been friends with him anyway. But nice. I mixed Signal for him. It's a great song. It's out. Been out for a while now. And after I mixed it, he was just like, wanted to do more stuff. And he heard about Third Eye from the Pigeons and Planes article. So he wanted to know what all was going down, and he realized that I was like connected to everybody because I was doing everyone's music.
That's how I came into realization of who you was at the time, because I remember just being in functions and stuff, and they like, Coleman, And
I'm flattered.
Like, they speak highly of you, man, and it was just dope actually getting to meet you and talk with you.
Man, likewise, man. I'm so, again, to even, the conversation as it went when we were DMing and whatnot, I laugh. I can't think of the interview name, but the guy was like, he was like, "Oh man, I'm so happy to be here." And they were like, "Oh, we're glad to have you." He was like, "I definitely asked to do this." You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate you having me on, and I'm glad you're happy to have me. But I definitely wanted to do this.
I'm telling you, man. I think people would like to, get to know who's behind a lot of this greatness that's going on. You know what I mean? I got so many things to ask you, dude. I don't even. Talk to me about working with yours truly, Jay, because that's somebody that I eventually want to have on the podcast and talk with.
Should. It's funny.
What's it like working with her?
Funny enough, man, really, and I mean this with all love. I haven't really worked with her too much recently.
Okay.
And not even because we don't want to or none of that. It's just I started working with her on her first EP, the Yours Truly Jay EP that she did. This was
like with the sirens and all of that.
Yeah, that was me and her.
That's in the playlist, buddy.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hey,
that's what it was.
She hit them notes, bro. That's real life. Yeah, I saw her do it. Like,
she's amazing.
So we worked together on that, and I was so happy for her, and still am so happy for her that project and doing the shows that project followed allowed her to find people who can help her make what she really wants to make.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that I'll never be that person or I'm not that person, but she's been working, and I don't know if she still is presently, but I know last I had heard she was working with this group called Nobody's Home, which is Jack Keller, who's an engineer, and I believe he plays bass. Okay. And he's an incredible engineer, great person. And, you know, he's done, and this is a slight little segue, I'm sorry, but, you know, Intro?
Yes.
That man, first of all.
I'm going to try to get him soon.
You should.
Yeah.
That man is someone I feel like I should have brought up earlier, because when I tell you he went from 0 to 100 as far as like pushing himself, it's mind blowing. You know, and he just brought me to another point. Another person you were asking me about with the top rappers. You know, I gotta also throw Savvy in there.
Ooh,
got to throw Savvy.
Savvy's nice, man.
I've just recently got to know this dude and meet him for real.
Yeah,
but
I haven't got to meet him in actually a function. I've just seen him. You know.
Yeah, I'm getting to know him. You know, but but Intro in a way the whole segue is that Intro reminds me of him in a way of like the way he will push himself. He's not gonna be told he can't do something or whatnot. But all I'd say, Jack and I worked on Intro's project together. Jack's just a great dude. Jack Keller.
Shout out Intro, man.
Yeah, shout out Intro, man.
Man, let's talk about that a little bit. Man, what he did on that album, like, it's dope. It's dope how he like flipped a song multiple different ways. I like how he really like explored his artistry on that project. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I mean. He went from Lost Tapes, was nothing wrong with Lost Tapes, but he went from that to Welcome to Next Year, and it felt like, you know, super quick turnaround to go from musically and artistically and out, you know, when he brought me on to engineer it and help sort of guide some of the production, and then he grabbed Jack Keller, and he, you know, I think Jet recorded some of it, you know, really went the distance with grabbing everyone he could to make sure that this thing was what he wanted it to be. That's what I mean, the resilience of being like, you know, I'm going to do me, and I'm going to do me better than anyone can do me. Yeah. And I have to respect it. Yeah. I have to.
Yeah. Shout out Intro, man.
Yeah. Real side, and I'm going to let you keep going, but I have to say this, because if I don't get a chance to say it, I'm going to regret it.
I got you.
I'm not where I'm at without Jet. I have to say that. I have to say that, because I don't care if he watches this or not. I'm going to say this because he's doing incredible things with, you know, Ryan.
I met her. Dope.
First of all, dope individual.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful voices to have come across, you know, I mean, and the talent, and she writes beautifully, and I mean, they're working together out right now, and they've been working together for a while. And when I tell you, Jet, I can't even think of when this was. Jet was working on Journey with Brian, and I mean, unapologetically, this dude just sort of took me under his wing for a while and really showed me how to do this. And I picked up on as much game as I possibly could from him. And then, you know, it was a thing of, how do I make this my own? And I'm not where I'm at. Like, I don't even think I would not have progressed anywhere near as quickly as I did had it not been for him. You know, because when I was in school, I went to school for this. Like, I moved back home from Chat. I dropped out of Chat and I moved back home. And I went to SAE and to do the engineering thing. Nothing wrong with going to school for it, but it was crazy. I was in my second semester there, and they were like, these are professors telling me this. They're like, you know, you should get a mentor. Everybody should get a mentor, whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, why am I here then if what I need is a mentor? You know, if there's someone out there in the field who can show me. And Jet was unintentionally, it's not like we sat down one day and it was like mentor mentee, and he's like mentor mentee. Like, it didn't go like that, you know. Fair. But he just sort of did it. It was like anytime I had a question, I could call him. I would pull it to his house. We would just shoot the shit, and we would listen to music and play records, and he would show me mixing tricks and production tricks and like all kinds of things. And he has so much experience and he has so much knowledge, and he's going to be a very, very wealthy man very, very soon. That's like, you know, and you know, I had to say that. Like, if I didn't get a chance to, I would have been, in my own way, felt like I slighted probably the person who engineering and just understanding the business part of things. You know, he extended a hand and was like, this way.
That's a beautiful thing.
You know what I mean? So, and then AB has done that now with me as well. And we're learning from each other, you know, yeah, man, it's been a crazy time. One more thing on that, and then we'll keep it pushing.
Oh, you got it. I got you.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're all good.
Hey, we good.
So when basically what is it? Learn by fire. Is that the whole thing? You know, like trial by fire. Like you improve because you walk. Yeah. So back in January of 2021, I got a call. Ron Gilmore called me, and he was. Because him and AB have been doing stuff for a while. Fire. And he called me. He was like, well, I have a session. And it's with Ari Lennox. Do you know? Nice. He was like, do you know Pro Tools? I said, yes. Did I know
like
Pro Tools?
We all would.
Well, no. I'm an engineer. Like, if I wear the title of engineer, I'm supposed to know Pro Tools. Now, I promise, this has a full circle effect. About 7 months before that, Jet and I had a conversation, and he was like, because I was in Logic, I was only using Logic, and there's nothing wrong with Logic. There's nothing wrong with it, but this just plays into the story more than it plays into the significance of Pro Tools. I was just in Logic, I was fine, I felt fine, whoop-de-whoop, and Jet was like, verbatim, he was like, you're gonna run into a situation where you're gonna need to know how to use Pro Tools. And if you don't know how to use it, it'll be like, he's like, you might as well start teaching yourself, learning little tips from me, come in here like once a week, we'll figure it out. And I never.
That's such a valuable.
But I never did it. Wow. That's what I'm saying. I never did it. So I had like this little thing, this little capsule of knowledge that I kept for myself because I didn't go learn from him in that way. I just would watch him do the mixing thing or watch him do the production thing and just apply it into Logic. I wasn't picking up what he was putting down. Yeah. So again, 7 months later, I get this call. And I don't hardly know how to use Pro Tools, but I was Ari Lennox. I can't say no. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, yes. And he was like, see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Ooh. I'm thinking I have 2 or 3 days to figure this out. Wow. I have 12 hours. So I'm scrambling, looking on how to figure this thing out. Dude, I was in there for 3 days, and Ron Gilmore put me through the ringer because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I learned quick that sometimes someone can't tell you what to do. You just gotta suck and live in that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And thankfully, there's a chance that a record will come out from those sessions. Yeah. But I will credit Jet in totality for helping me out, and then Ron for putting his foot on my neck for 3 days. Yeah. You know, and everything that came after that. I just had to say that only because I swear to you, without those two things and without the support of the people around me, dog, I don't feel like I'm here. I don't feel like that even happens.
But I will tell you, though, like, even with that process, the fact that he was even able to, like, the fact that he even put his foot on your neck.
Yeah, true. I was grateful.
That still shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give you the shot. But you're going to eat shit for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm going to grill you.
Oh, yeah. And he hasn't called me since. Oh, man. And then that's a good thing, though. Yeah. That's a good thing.
It's for you to learn.
Exactly. And we had a conversation. It was beautiful. And I mean, looking back on it, it's beautiful. It made me question my entire existence for like 2 months. Yeah. But the sessions they were tough. And I knew they were tough. I knew they could have went better. They could have went worse, but they could have definitely went better. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I texted Ron like 3 days later, Ron Gilmore, and I was like, yo, if you get a chance, call me and just really let me know, like, how that went. And, he called me. Yeah. He let me know for about 45 minutes how it went and how if I need, you know, if I want to get better, or not even if I want to get better, but if I want to make it, I got to figure some shit out. And so I really started having to learn. That's really where it began. Shangri-La came 4 months later. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah. Things really started.
Some pivotal moments, man.
Yeah, it put fire under my ass is not a good enough phrase. It hurt. Like, you know what I mean? It hurt. Like, Imani saw it. Yeah. I was crushed. Not because of anything he said, but because of how I knew that might have been my chance. And especially had I just listened to Jet. That's all that was just ringing through my head.
Yeah.
Where I was like, had I just, you know? And I don't think that way no more because I'm glad that everything is how it is.
Yeah, full circle.
I have no regrets. I have no feeling of like, oh, I could have done this better. Like, because I'm here on the Sauce Podcast. I'm not tripping.
Yeah, come on, man.
But you know, but I know that was a long segue.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I just have to like.
And that's a lesson. Yeah. That's a lesson for any up and coming engineers or producers. You know, you just have to. You have to know when the valuable lesson in what he was just saying was like, that's cool that happened, but it happened, you know, and the thing you have to take from that is to, you know, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and fix it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This man would be here right now if he would have let that pivotal moment crush him. But the resiliency and learning from his mistakes is why you have Shangri-La and why you seeing him still push forward. You know what I mean? So that's a valuable lesson. Like, you can't let them kind of moments like just crush you. Man. Take it and learn from it. And that's the real essence of being a human being. Like, just learning from it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it means a lot.
And you're back and you're better. I'm pretty sure you're probably mastering Pro Tools now. So it's like
quick. I still have a lot to learn, but when I tell you, it's become my preference. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's it.
And it's looking back, it's kind of funny, but yeah.
I would love to even get into like a conversation with somebody that is well established, and you can kind of get that wealth of knowledge. Man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even from both sides. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even from your man that was trying to give you that little tidbit. Yeah. You know?
It's just so crazy that at the time it's such a small thing. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, oh, I'll have time to figure it out. Yeah. And then you look up in the moments here and you had time to figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. You know? So you talking about being a little tidbit. I've done everything. I'm human, but like I've done everything I can now where like if someone just, if I can sense that they're trying to guide me and they're not trying to force me into a situation, I try to listen. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't want to feel, I don't operate well when I feel pushed, oddly enough. But if I feel guided, I'm going to go, you know. And so I misinterpreted what he was saying. Yeah. I thought he was trying to push me into Pro Tools. He was just trying to guide me into figuring out if you want to be efficient, this is it. Yeah. So it was just, I just took it the wrong way of it, you know, initially. And yeah.
That's great, man. That's great. I'm glad you're still pushing.
Always. I'm nowhere near done.
Nowhere near done.
This is the beginning, baby.
That's it, man.
This is where it starts right here.
That's it.
I got the Sauce cosign.
Hey, yes, sir. I mean? You know what I mean?
Hey, that's what you call it, digital currency?
Hey, I called it. So I had to think one day that, you know, with my interviews and me being hard on myself, just like Coleman is hard on himself. And we had a conversation in the car where we were talking about the work that we're putting in. And I called it digital real estate.
Digital real estate.
That's what I call it.
That's a much better phrase.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's digital real estate, man. Like, these kind of interviews, these conversations will live forever. You know what I mean? Like, our kids will see it. You know, and as we progress more through life, we'll see the growth. And that's what it's all about. That's part of the journey. That's part of what we're doing. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
That's it. I'm glad you came here, man, and come kick it with me.
Man, I appreciate you.
I'm happy to have you here.
Let me talk. I will talk.
I love it, man. That's why I do what I do. I like to talk, man.
Feel me?
And I like to learn about people.
Likewise.
You taught me so much in just this hour of time. You know what I mean?
I like how you rounded down.
Hey, man, he is great, man. He's great.
He's going to consolidate today.
Hey, but no, I'm gonna put this whole thing up.
That's
it's
beautiful.
Gonna be great. Yeah, it's
That's
gonna be
beautiful.
Great. Yeah, people take their time and kind of pick this down, but
that's fine. I mean, like I said,
I said, it's digital real estate, baby. It's here.
Oh yeah, it's here.
Yeah, it's here.
It's here. Man.
Come back to it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't watch the full thing, come back to it. It's here. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you might as well. You know what's crazy? Tiny little tidbit. I love my family. They will watch the whole thing.
Hey, that's beautiful.
My grandparents are retired.
That's beautiful.
My mother just had oral surgery. She's doing great.
Yeah.
But I know she's bored laying up in bed, and she's gonna watch it. You know, my grand, she's a lovely woman. She's also retired, but she's
shout out moms, man.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out granny.
Yeah, they're gonna be watching it, and my grandparents they're chilling, and my sister might even take a little bit of time to watch it.
Yeah.
My brother gonna be playing video games. He might.
Hey.
But
that's beautiful.
My aunt will also watch it. She's a sweetheart. And if my uncle has time, I know he will too.
Hey, that's
he
it.
got a 2.5-year-old though, 3-year-old or whatever he is. So you know how to just take care of baby. You can't sit down all the time.
That's it.
But I had to get that out there. I love it, man.
Is there any more other like shout outs or anything that you would like to?
Man, I love my folks, man. I say just any literally, because like I said, I knew I was gonna forget names, and I'm still.
No, we're just going through the motions. I mean, it's whoever is on your heart right now. You know what I mean?
It's a situation of literally anybody who, if you've come through the studio at all, if we've made anything at all, you got to understand what's happening. There's such an even me and you right now.
Yeah,
you got to understand that this is, you ever read The Alchemist?
I have.
Is this like this is what they mean? Like when you create something, it's either you and something else, or it's you and someone else. So if you create together, these are two godly entities creating. You can't put a price tag on that. You can't look at someone and be like, I'm above you or below you or levels or none of that. Because so all that to say, if we've ever created together anything, I'm just grateful. It put me in a place where I can feel comfortable to talk about it, which led me to sitting here with you.
Yeah.
That's the journey, and it continues. I don't know. I couldn't have done it by myself. I would have loved to have tried. I would have failed miserably.
Me too, man.
Yeah, you need people.
I fall forward, man. Like,
that's a bar.
If I feel, I fall forward, man. You know what I'm saying? This whole podcast thing, I've never done nothing like this.
What made you want to do it? Flip the script.
Just being
Welcome to Found in the Sauce podcast. We found him in the sauce. We going.
Hey man. That's great. What led me into doing this podcast, man? I was just inspired. So I was a truck driver, over the road.
Word.
You listen to music for so long. You know what I mean? It's 12, 13-hour days that I'm driving. So it's like, you venture off into talk radio, podcasts. You know what I mean? It was for the longest I didn't even realize, like, on my iPhone, it's a little purple thing that's for podcasts.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just sitting there. But this thing, it's not necessarily like foreign or new, but it is a new space that's becoming a thing. You know what I mean? And I've had some of the greats that I've listened to, and they just inspired me to want to do this. And I've had conversations with people like over the phone. You know what I mean? It's just like you said, those bonding moments. It's those moments when you're talking with people and you're like, dang, that would be dope if somebody else heard this, or how I put this, or how I said this. You know what I mean? And with that was always like an initial thought in the back of my mind. But pushing forward and just living regular life, trying to find a way like out of the matrix, out of the box. I just wasn't satisfied with working and just coming home. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was fulfilling myself. You know what I mean? So tie that one thing into the next. I just found myself more so listening to more podcasts than music at times. Yeah. You get to really learn about people. You get to see how they think. You get to any person that I'm interested in, I like to go and see if they have an interview, because I like to get to know the person. I like to get to know what's behind the art, the music, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Why does that person think? How does that person feel about this, that, and the third? And that just inspired me to want to create my own. You know what I mean? And with the efforts and the push of my wife supporting me and telling me, hey, you can believe in yourself and you can do this.
Better hit that button.
That's it. Shout out wifey, man. Love you, baby. But yeah, man, just with that is what helped me do this. And it took putting in time, effort, courage, resiliency, initial investment.
Ain't that something?
Anything you see around here, it's not, it's out of my pocket. You know what I mean? Like, and that showed me when I did make these initial investments and learning how I want to approach this. When I put that initial dollar down, then I knew I was serious. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just kind of toying around with the idea. Yeah. My first purchase was this mic.
Hey, nice.
I believe, yeah, it was this mic. This mic right here was my first initial purchase. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew.
Shure is a great brand.
Yeah.
They're a great brand.
It is. Yeah. It is. And that's when I knew, I'm like, all right, I'm locked in. Can't go back now. I already bought it.
I mean, you would just have a mic sitting around, and be like, it's just here.
So yeah, man, yeah. And it's just been brick by brick, man. Each little pillar that's going up, man. It's like you said, it's a part of the journey, and I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Always, and I love it. First of all, thank you for opening. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has gotten that out of you on the show.
Nah, yeah.
But I hope that's yeah. No, thank you for being open about that, and I love that you understand that not only is it a process, but that it's a forever process. That you could take this as far as you want to take it. Mm-hmm. There will never ever be a point where you won't want to grow. Whether it be as a person, or whether it be in your business, or whether it be doing something else, like you're gonna. I honestly, I cannot wait, and I mean this with so much love. I can't wait till I get bored,
man,
because I can't wait to find out what I'm gonna do next.
What's next?
I might be 50 before I get bored, but like I can't wait to find out what that thing is that I get to pour myself into and be like, I'm gonna do this now. Yeah. I'm nowhere near. I know I'm not close to that space yet, but when that time comes. Dude, I can't. I'm gonna build amazing birdhouses.
Hey,
what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna be crazy. Hey,
fire, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I know you know what I'm saying. Like you go through this. You're like, I wasn't satisfied with going to work and just coming home, and that was it. And like, and because even though you have what you may need externally, it's that internal pull of wanting the more, of wanting something. And I wish there was a better word for it, but. If something fills that gap, then you're doing the right thing.
That's it, bro. You're in that right pocket, because it's like, I'll be real with you. I've always been an optimistic person. I've always operated in that space. But man, when I tell you, with me doing this podcast, like this is the essence. Like why I'm fine with getting 3-4 hours of sleep. If I get 5. It's a blessing. It's a W because I love this shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's added on another layer, and it's giving me life. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely,
it's helped pushing me through this thing. Like, cause there's so much pressures that's around. You know what I mean? It's pressures everywhere. You got things that's just weighing you down. Regular life sucks at times, and when you can kind of just get in and just dive into whatever you're interested in, you feel alive. You know what I mean?
That's the creativity.
Yeah,
it will.
You good?
I'm sorry. No, it will. It will. That's the fulfillment. it is something else entering into you and fulfilling you to do this thing. That urge, that itch is honestly, it's akin to drugs.
Yeah.
It's akin, like it's not to say that you can't go a day without it or nothing like that, but if you know, truthfully, if I don't do something musically, or if I don't do something for myself, really musically and physically, they become like sort of the same. If I don't do something for myself physically, or if I don't do something for myself musically in a day, I will feel off. And I won't even know.
I feel like that now with Biden.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like
I'm doing something with it. Like I don't have to like go make an album or anything. But like if I'm just in there, like there's been times that's part of why I love Shangri-La. Sometimes I'll just go in there. AB will be just making a beat. He don't need me to make a beat. Like if he's making a beat, he don't need me. Yeah. I'll just sit on the couch. But I'm soaking it in. Yeah. You know, I don't got it. But even just doing that adds something to me. Like, you know, and this is just as an individual. Like, of course, there's external things that will give me gratification and fulfillment, but just internally, if those two things don't occur in the same day, I'll feel like something's not right. So I know what you mean. Like, and so again, it's akin to drugs, where it's not like you're gonna be like, you got any more of that podcast? Like, you know what I mean? But like, it's just. But it you know, mentally and emotionally, if it brings you a certain feeling, you're not looking for something to replace it. No, because you know that thing will bring it to you. That's it, man. You know? So I think it's a lovely thing what you're doing, man. Thank you, man. And I keep going, bro. And I really hope that, you know, one of these days you will look back at your digital real estate that you've helped curate and be like, man, not only did this bring value to me, but, and I don't even want to get all, morbid's not the word, but the first time I ever recorded my voice on record, I remember, and I didn't keep it or anything, but it was a thought that came to me that if I were to give this to somebody, or if I were to put this on something that will hopefully, like the internet, that will hopefully live past me, and if something were to, you know, happen to me, I exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, I'm not trying to get morbid, but it's like, if you can look back on this thing that you're doing, and it's like, you know, you did something for you, but also you've given such a sense of security in my mind, you know, to the people around me. You know, if anything, again, I don't think anything's gonna happen. If anything were to happen to me, it's like, people can watch this. They can hear my voice. They can hear me say their name. Like, there are like these very small things that could just bring a comfort to people. And like, you know, so you're doing a beautiful thing, man. It's not as simple as just being like, oh, you know, tell me about yourself. Yeah. It's like, no, man, I get a chance to live forever because of you. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's beautiful. Like, that's so tight, man. Like, again, I've never done this. Like, I've never been on a camera talking about what the hell I have to say, or what's going on. Like, I've done interviews, you know what I mean? But I've done them, again, like, you know, written, which have been great, or I've done like phone calls, which have been great. But to be, you know, in this type of platform, special. Man, thank you, man. Special, dude. I appreciate that. You know, and I'm glad you get to share this moment with me, and I'm glad that, like, we had the conversation. You know what I mean? And whatever facet that it is, I just appreciate you giving me your time. You know what I mean? This is what I do this for. You know what I mean? When people feel like, because I mean, I looked at it from a place of being like, man, I'm just a regular guy from East Nashville. Who gonna want to talk to me at those times? Got my man Coleman here. And it's just like, when you able to do these things, and I'm setting small goals for myself. You were one of them. Oh man, wow. Whether you think that or not, like, these are goals for me to let me talk to this person. Let me talk to that person. I don't necessarily talk to who I don't want to talk to. I'm not going to force it. You know what I mean? But for the people that I want to talk to, when I'm actually able to get them and have a conversation with them, that's a goal for me. That's beautiful. You know what I mean? I can say the same about you. Like, it was both. I mean, it was intentional, you know, or inadvertent, uninadvertent. It was like, I wanted to get on a podcast. I've always wanted to do this, and I'm just glad it was you. Man, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just, that's, I feel you completely. And I love that, you know, I'm honored, truthfully, that I was on that list, you know. Likewise. I love this, man. I'm really happy for you. You know, I'm looking forward to whatever this becomes for you.
Yeah.
I'm just happy it's here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
shout
hit the button.
Shout out to the creators,
hit
man.
The button.
You know what I'm saying? Before I let you go, man, what's next for you, man?
That's a great question. I'll keep it smooth and simple. A lot of beautiful music. My Imani got into med school.
Nice. Shout out to Imani.
I'm very happy for her.
I'm gonna hit the button for her.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, that's it.
So, supporting her through that. She starts in August or September.
Wow.
So, gonna make sure the home life taken care of.
Yep.
But a lot of beautiful music. I'm gonna keep stretching. Do a yoga thing.
Yeah.
And I would love again. I'm on the record. I'm looking at you in the face. I need Tim, Jen, and Brian Taylor to get in the studio with me.
Hey, man. I want them brothers on the podcast, too, man. Y'all brothers got a lot of work. There's a lot of people who want work with y'all.
The thing is, man.
Tim, Brian Taylor. Price is going up for you guys, too, buddy. But we need you. Come work with Coleman, man. You know what I'm saying? Come work with Coleman. Brian, come work with Coleman.
Man,
shout out to them brothers, man. Bro. We got so much talent in the city.
So much.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful, man. Yeah. So, man.
Ron Obasi on the way. Jordan XX on the way. Folks is on the way. I want to make that very clear. On the way. They already here, but it's on the way.
Them boys cooking, man. I'm telling you.
Got some beautiful things in the works, man. Jodeci on the way. I don't. Chuck is doing something.
Hey, yeah.
Chuck is working out. He's doing what he do. I'm sure. I know Jay got something cooking up beautiful. Mm-hmm. I've heard some of that. I've been around for some of that.
Yeah.
There, and it's beautiful from what I've heard, and there is just so much lovely things happening, and yeah, man, I'm excited for it all.
Man, it's beautiful, man. I usually play like a Pass the Ox segment now. That's what I call it.
Okay.
I play it like an artist every week. Usually independent. I wanted to play this week. Jordan XX and AB Eastwood came out with a joint.
That's my smash. Hey, shout out AB for this, man.
Hey, look.
Hey,
man.
Hey, give me 15 seconds. This man delivered a verse that I was not prepared for. I love it so much. Jordan came and did exactly what he was supposed to do. We got background vocals from Raimi on there. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell you AB came and delivered, bro, I said, woo, what's happening?
Yeah.
And Jack got background vocals too. Jack Benoit, who I was telling you about.
Wow.
He did some of the backgrounds for the Who's That?
Yeah.
That's Jack.
That's fire.
That's Jack. Yeah.
These guys are great, man. These guys are great. So we're gonna play them on the Pass the Ox segment this week. It's called Who's That? Jordan XX featuring AB Eastwood. And did you mix this?
Mixed and mastered.
Yes, sir. So look. You know what I'm saying? Look. My man Coleman, man.
At Shangri-La Studios.
At Shangri-La. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely put your acts in the tags, man. Tag. So shout all of that out.
Oh yeah, so
shout out the studio, all of that.
For me personally, it's at Mixedbycole on everything. And then at Shangri-La Studio Nash for Instagram. And we don't have a Twitter.
Okay.
I don't know why, but we don't have a Twitter. I feel like it gets redundant, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. And then
how can people contact you?
Oh, yeah.
If they need you for mixing, engineering, anything.
So you can DM me on Instagram or DM me on Twitter, or you can email me at mixedbycole@gmail.com. There's a theme.
That's it.
Don't ask me how I got that email. I did a lot of things I'm not proud of.
Yeah, man. Y'all tap in with Coleman, man, for any of your mixing and engineering or producing needs.
Absolutely.
He does beats. He does You do live instrumentation, like live engineering?
I mean, not for like shows.
Okay.
That's something I would want to venture into, but I do like if you are
sky's the limit.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're like recording in a studio, live instruments, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
he gets it in, man.
Yeah,
he does all that. But yeah, man. I'm gonna shout out y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening, man. If you made it this far,
man,
shout out to you.
I feel like they should get something.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, this is, I'm glad we made it this long. I didn't know it was gonna go like this. I feel like I should,
Hey man, you just gotta go with the flow, man. We got two of them hours, man.
Hey, matter of fact, I got you.
This on some Joe Rogan shit. I like this.
It really is. If you made it this far, DM me or DM Sauce, and I'm gonna get you something.
Hey, that's it.
I'm gonna get you something. You made it this far.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
If you skip to the end, I'm gonna know because I'm gonna ask you about the 59-minute mark and be like, "What happened?"
Yeah,
Can't fake it with me. Oh,
that's it. So yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Follow me at Sauceville615. Follow the Lost in the Sauce Pod. You know what I'm saying? Out East Network. Subscribe. Hit the like button. All that good shit. Comment. All that. You know what I mean? DM me. Let me know what you think of the pod, man. You know what I'm saying? Intro. I'm going to get you soon, brother. I'm going to get you soon. We got something in the works. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Price is going up, buddy. I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get all of y'all brothers on here, man. But I love y'all, man. Y'all boys keep creating, keep working. You know what I'm saying? Strive for your goals, your dreams. And, yeah, man, don't settle, man. Learn from your mistakes. Keep pushing. All that good shit. We love y'all, man. And yeah, we're going to get into that Pastor Ox, Who's That? By Jordan XX, AB Eastwood. And yeah, man, we see y'all next time. You know what I'm saying? Salute. You dig.